How's it going, my groovy brothers and sisters? Welcome to another Dead as Disco video. Today we're gonna be ranking the bosses from Dead as Disco. I haven't seen anybody do this kind of video, and I figured, why not? It would be a fun idea, and I really love these bosses, and I really love this game, so screw it, we're doing it. Now, before I begin, I just want to make this very obvious. This is all gonna be my opinion. I don't want to end up in a cross crucified just because you disagree with my ranking. Personally, I really love these bosses and I think they're fun and engaging. However, there are some that really good, and there's some that just kinda are meh. And if you're kinda curious of what system I'm using to rank the bosses, I only got 3. First is gameplay, second is engagement, and third and most importantly is presentation! But yeah, without any further ado, let's begin the show and let's start with the ranking.
3, 2, 1, start!
Okay, I know I'm gonna get crucified for this one, but starting with a ranking, I'm gonna have to unfortunately put Aurora as our number 4.
I know why you're here, Charlie. Do you think you can charm a god?
Now, I gotta say, as in presentation, I really love Aurora, and I think she probably has one of the best presentations out of the whole game. First of all, she has her own little starting intro, which I think none of the bosses actually have. And all of the set pieces with her and, like, you know, being in space with the intergalactic, it's just breathtaking and amazing the first time you play it. And it really stands out. She's probably, like, again, the one that has the best presentation, the best aesthetic, the best visuals of it. But that is, I think, where that's her only thing. That's the only thing she has going for her. But when it comes to her gameplay and her actual boss fight, I gotta say, I'm not really a big fan of it. Personally, I don't like music that has slow tempo. I think for me it's not that fun, and I feel like it just starts dragging on and on, which that is one of the biggest feelings I have with Aurora, where I think the level and her boss fights just kind of drag on a little bit longer than they have to. Not to mention that there's phases where you cannot physically harm her, and you have to essentially wait for her to throw a projectile or counter the projectile back to her, which it just drags on more and more at some point. And I really hate putting her down in last place. Like, again, she has some of the best visuals. Like, I was just stunned the first time I fought this boss, and I really love her music. Her music's such a banger, but it's just the gameplay and her boss fights that just kind of drag the whole thing down for me, which I think that there's 2 ways you can solve it. 1, make the tempo of the music a little faster. There's some parts where I think you can speed it up so the boss fight doesn't feel like it's dragging on. And 2, make her less reliant on, like, trying to, like, zone you out and throw projectiles at you, and try to make her a little bit more aggressive, which another boss in this game actually does, and we'll cover him later. But at the end of the day, I gotta put her in last place. I know I'm gonna get crucified. I know people are gonna call me lots of names in the comments. It is what it is. Again, her gameplay is the thing I think needs most work, but her presentation is the best in the game, and yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. Coming at number 3, and I think this might be a shocker to everybody, it's HEMLOCK.
Anything that gets in the way, I run right over.
Alright, listen, I'm gonna be a little bit honest, and I have a bias for HEMLOCK just because I just find the character and his design so fucking cool that he has to go 3, alright? If it was up to me, he would have been top 1, but I'd be lying and this ranking would be disingenuous at that point. I can confidently say that HEMLOCK was the one boss that basically won us all over with this game. I think he's the one that essentially makes you fall in love with the game, and it's kind of hard not to see why. He has such a great personality, he curses a lot, he's crazy, he's wild, he also has one of the best designs. One of the things I love about HEMLOCK is just how simple yet effective his boss fight is. You start at a train station, essentially making your way to him, and all of a sudden this motherfucker decides to show up, crash the party, crash the train, and then from the heights of it lunges at you and starts to transition to his actual boss fight, which I gotta say, it will never get old seeing that cutscene.
How's this for a baseball?
The best way to describe HEMLOCK's boss fight, I think, is just like simple and straightforward. He doesn't have any crazy attacks. Everything about him is just like 3 to 4 patterns. He has this one attack that if you're not really paying attention, it will clap you, it will hurt you, and it will kill you. Trust me, I've died to this thing because I just like The timing is so precise sometimes and so quick. Essentially, he is just very like simple. If you're not careful, you will lose the fight, but it's nothing really hard, it's nothing really complicated. It's just about memorizing and the timing of his attack. And the visuals during his boss fight are radical. I love the neon punkish, pinkish, and greenish colors. I love the fact that every time the main chorus of the Maniac song pops out, that's when the song transition starts, and it's just like such a festival. It's just such a like chaotic, I think is the best word, which I really love about it. And I can't finish this segment without saying how good the remix of Maniac is. It's such a fantastic version, and the whole time while you're fighting Hemlock, you're listening to this thing blur through your ears, your head is bobbing, you're getting into the groove, which really amplifies the Hemlock boss fight. And to wrap it up with Hemlock, I just think that he's probably like my favorite rival. I love his design, I love everything about him. The other two bosses coming up do way better in gameplay and presentation, but at the end of the day, this guy is still number one in my heart.
You don't fight for that.
Coming in at number 2 is
Perfection is pain. Here, let me show you.
In my opinion, I think the Vex fight is probably what ARORA should be, as I find his boss fight more faster, more engaging, more entertaining, and just better experience overall. One of the biggest things for me that I like about Vex is that he's always keeping you on your toes. From the beginning of the fight, you're fighting the thugs, but also you have to basically keep your eyes out on Vex's thunder attacks or the thunder strikes while they're hitting you through it. Most of the time, you'll always see them when the chorus of the main theme is actually playing, but it's just a thing that you're always constantly moving back and forward, dodging, while watching out for his just like primary attacks. And to be honest, I'm not sure if you can actually parry the thunder attacks. I haven't tried. I know that Charlie parries one, but I'm not really sure if you can do it in game, so yeah. And before you reach Vex, for me, two of the biggest highlights are, one, the Shadow Realm plays that he sends you, like, where it's just all void of color. I think it's really awesome that it just contrasts with all the colorful effects of the game with the black and white backgrounds. And the second is the new enemy type that you get, this like electro kind of looking wannabe character, and that you can't hit him, and the only way to get rid of him permanently is by doing a takedown or a counter, which I will always give points to levels that introduce new enemy types. Once you finally reach Vex and get that beautiful animated transition that leads to his actual boss fight, that's when the things actually get even more fun. I previously said that I didn't like ARORA because she basically just zones you out the whole game and doesn't actually get in your face most of the time. Vex is the complete opposite. He will zone you out and throw projectiles at you that you can reflect, but also he will get in your face and keep the pressure on you, which is a thing where it's a nice balance between both of them. I think it's a tire up from Hemlock, because with Hemlock you kind of get into a thing where it's like, alright, I know he's going to be doing this attack, this attack, this attack, while Dex actually gets like 2 more attacks in his final phase and forces you to pay attention to the fight. And while I'm not a really big fan of his boss theme, I think it's probably one of the weakest ones out of the game in my opinion, his boss fight is so engaging, so fun, so entertaining that I just love fighting these guys. I think he's like the boss that I fought the most. I guess like I love the boss fight, I love everything about him. But Vex is not even close to the number 1, and I think at this point you already know who number 1 is. Finally, topping a number 1, the top of the charts boss fight in my opinion, probably the GOAT as the kids like to say these days, and that is...
You've been in the dark 10 long years, child. I'll show you the light.
If there's one word to describe Prophet's boss fight, it's just
Perfect.
Before I begin with Prophet, I have to premise this and specify this. I really hate rap, okay? Or at least modern hip-hop, today's hip-hop. And as a guy that lives in an area that exclusively is all about that music, I just normally hate it. And if you're curious and wondering just why, it's because I honestly feel there's no like soul, there's no rhythm to the music. That is why I want to take a moment and emphasize this point. The music for Prophet is fucking amazing. The beats are great, the free flow rap is amazing, and just everything about it is so good that while I was editing this video, I was listening to it, and now when I'm also kind of at work, I will listen to this song. Like, I am in love with this song, and I think this is what like modern rap should be. Yeah, I'm gonna make that take right there. Now, when it comes to Prophet, I gotta say, man, the character is fucking awesome. I love him. The voice actor is great. It just matches. It's just like a match made in heaven with these two. And I really like the theme of Prophet's fight because it has like a small little story to it, which I really do like about it. Retelling a story of a young artist starting from nothing, starting on the streets, climbing up the ranks to reaching to his own concert, and then climbing even more up the rank until he reaches his final goal, which is his utopia. Maybe I'm looking too much into it, but if it is true, I really do like that subtle storytelling. So one of the best things about Prophet that I really do enjoy is the fact that they decide to play with the lyrics or the subtitles of the music and put it on screen. So when it gets to like the rapping parts, you actually will see the lyrics pop out in the fight on the background, and it just gives it so much more personality and so much more visual flair to it. The genius idea of using the lyrics to actually like attacks that you have to dodge. For instance, on the part where he starts going to a free flow, or the part where the lyrics come to you from the background, or the part where you have to essentially block all the lyrics that he's spitting at you, which is such a fantastic and such a brilliant choice to do. He is also the second boss to introduce a brand new enemy, which is the Bouncer. This very tanky and powerful enemy that shows up, and the one cool aspect I like about him is the fact that he acts as a small tutorial to Prophet's attacks later in the fight, which I thought was a really neat thing. And that was just the beginning of the boss fight. We only just had the appetizer, and now we're going to the main course. So when you finally reach Prophet and he decides to actually fight you this time, you probably get one of the best animated scenes of the whole game so far as of this point, and I'm just gonna let you watch the whole thing.
Out of master, the shit got a reason to boast. Flood came down, they put me on a boat. Beast in the game, you know I won't choke. One with the force, better hope I don't choke. Y'all looking shaky like symbols I choke. Beast being crazy, I'm moving so wavy, they tell me I'm really just doing the most.
Yes, as you saw, my man decides to pull out the Infinity Gauntlet, decides to go to his final form just to properly fight you, and with that beautiful transition, now we get to Prophet's actual boss fight. And his boss fight, I would say, is actually pretty fun, pretty engaging, pretty entertaining. He has attacks that will actually knock you down on your ass if you're not careful with it. He has a lot of attacks that you cannot parry, you have to essentially dodge it. And he can also go in the defensive by bringing up his gauntlet, which you cannot break except if you use a takedown or HEMLOCK's guitar. I also want to bring the attention to this attack that he has where he snaps his finger and then instant transmissions like to you, and will clip you if you're not like paying attention or if you're not fast enough to react to it, which I don't know, I just really like the attack. I think it's like really fun and it's really I think sleazy, but also the fact that he throws cars at you. I don't know where he gets his cars. I'm pretty sure if you're like a multimillionaire like him, you just have spare cars and you can just chuck it at people, but I also do like that aspect. It gives him personality. And my final thoughts with Prophet is he was one of the bosses that genuinely surprised me, genuinely like shook me to my core. I was amazed. I was just like so many positive words that I can't really say, but he was just like a welcome surprise, and I think he is the caliber of what all the bosses should be in the game. And if this is like the best one, I'm very curious to see what the other 3 other ones or 4 other ones will be, because at the end I feel like Prophet does everything that all the bosses like lack on, and I truly believe that is the reason why he is the best boss in Deada's Disco. And with that, brothers and sisters, we're done with the Deada's Disco. Now, I know this is early access, and I know we still have like 3 or 4 more bosses coming soon in the future, so this is gonna be like a temporarily tier list. When the actual bosses and when the full game is out and when they're all available, I will update it, give you a definitive version of it, but as of now, I think that's where I want to keep it. Thank you for watching the video. I appreciate if you made it all the way to like, you know, the 15-minute mark. Really appreciated this video. Take a little bit of time in that. I just want to say that. And also, let me know what you think about my tier list. If you played Deada's Disco, do you agree with my tier list? What's your order of the bosses that you like? Did you agree with my opinions? Did you not? And if you haven't played Deada's Disco, go buy the game, go play it. It's like really cool, it's really awesome. I don't know why you're not, but yeah guys, stay beautiful, stay safe, keep on gaming, and I'll see you on the next one. Ciao.